Hey, Dan Cucimilla here with NorCal Sports Network with a video on the San Francisco Giants and can they compete in the National League West loaded division. Before we get into this, let us thank our sponsors of this video, Chapman Law Group. If you have any legal issues you need help with, check out the link in the description or give them a call at 415-613-9483 and tell them NorCal Sports Network sent you. Also, we're sponsored by Bettor up in the right-hand corner, BETR, the official daily fantasy sponsor of NorCal Sports Network. Click on the link in the description or download the app and use the promo code NCSN for a deposit match up to $250 plus a free pick. All right, everyone, can the Giants compete in the loaded National League West? Let me tell you the short answer and the longer answer with an explanation. The short answer is no, they cannot compete in the loaded National League West. I don't see anybody catching the LA Dodgers and the improved Diamondbacks. They did lose Christian Walker, but they added Josh Naylor. And of course, they've added Corbin Burns. And their general manager, Mike Hazen, and owner Ken Kendrick both have said they're not done. They're not done adding. And in fact, Ken Kendrick, in an article I was reading, said that they are doing new things to create more revenue for the team because of their TV contract situation they ran into. And they're finding new ways to raise revenue. And they say all of that revenue will go into ball players, not into the front office or ownership. So that's refreshing. And I love hearing when owners are spending and the Dodgers are spending, the Diamondbacks are spending. The Padres have been kind of stagnant, but they got AJ Preller. And when they get ready to move, AJ Preller will be at the forefront of any moves that happen in baseball. So I don't expect the Padres to remain silent forever. But let's take a look here at the odds here for wins, the over-unders for 2025. And their record last year. You see the Dodgers were 98-64 last year. Well, their win totals projected to be 103.5. That is the over-under for the Dodgers. I'm going over. Okay, I think the Dodgers surpass that pretty easily. They are loaded. They just added today Kirby Yates, another closer. So they have added to the bullpen after adding Tanner Scott just a couple of days ago. So they are not fooling around. They're not looking to rest on their laurels. They are going for it. All the moves the Dodgers are making, they are just turning over the roster with getting better players. So look for the Dodgers to win more than 104. I don't know how high it goes. My guess is somewhere around 110, 112 in that range. I would expect the Dodgers, and they could even push for the record of the Seattle Mariners. They could win over 116 games. This is a team that could win 118, 120. But I think once they get their big lead, they will, do certain things that sometimes they take the foot off the gas a little bit to rest certain players. Guys get injured. They don't necessarily have to rush them back. They can, wait. Instead of being close to 100%, they could give them an extra 2, 5, 7 days and make sure they are 100%. So the Dodgers will be fine. Second, the Padres are listed here with an 89.5 over-under. That's a tough one. I'm not so sure the Padres might not have a little bit of regression. And this is showing a little regression. They won 91 games, I believe, last year off the top of my head. I know that the Mets, Braves, and Diamondbacks all finished with 89 wins, and the Diamondbacks were knocked out with the tiebreaker situation. So I think the Padres may be right around that 88 mark. Diamondbacks 85.5. I like that as an over. I think the Diamondbacks are closer to a 90-win team with the changes they've made and adding Corbin Burns, and their pitching staff's really good. They've got couple guys coming back that had off years, Rodriguez and Montgomery. One or two of those guys should have a bounce back season, and the other or one of them may get traded to add more depth to the team. So we'll see what happens there. I like Dodgers and Diamondbacks to be over, Padres under. Giants listed at 80 and 82 last year. That's where they finished. Their odds, they have them at 79.5, the over under. It was 80.5 earlier. It got changed to 79.5. What that tells you is too many people were betting the under. So it went down. That's why, because nothing happened. I mean, they didn't drop from 80.5 to 79.5 after signing Verlander. What happened is many people were betting the Giants on the under. So I've heard some people say the Giants could go over. Now, here's how the Giants can go over and how the Giants could compete. I told you on the longer explanation where they could compete in the National League West. And that is simply this, guys. Forget the Rockies. No one cares. They're a horrible team, but they're up and coming. They're building. So I expect the Rockies to be competitive in a few years because they have a really good farm system. So, but for now, they are going to be a fifth place team. They're over under 59.5. That they could go over. I could see the Padres winning maybe 60. I mean, the Rockies winning 61, 62 games this year. All right, guys. So let's look at this realistically, objectively, and let's dream a little bit as well. Okay. Realistically, I think the Giants are about a 500 team, anywhere 78, 82 games in that range. Okay. That's realistic. And that's somewhat objective. Now let's dream a little bit. Let's see how the Giants could actually compete for a wild card berth. Okay, Logan Webb, who I'm wearing a hat honoring Logan Webb. He's the staff ace. If he pitches 200 plus innings again, has a really good season, keeps them in ball games, does well, that's one plus. If Robbie Ray bounces back close to 21 form where he won the Cy Young with Toronto, that's a plus. Justin Verlander, if he bounces back to his 22 season where he was, I believe he won the Cy Young in 22 and he had a decent year in 23. Last year he was injured, so he didn't play much. I think he had 17 starts, neck injury. So if Justin Verlander bounces back. 4, Kyle Harrison. If Kyle Harrison reaches his full potential, he could have a breakout season. 5, Hayden Birdsong, the 5th starter most likely, unless they go with Jordan Hicks. I like Hicks in the bullpen. I think that gives the Giants the best chance to be competitive is Hicks in the bullpen. If Birdsong is the 5 starter and he improves on what he did last year, the Giants could relatively have some decent starts from their pitching staff. Now, they're going to have to move Hicks to the bullpen. That lengthens the bullpen, gives you and if Duvall bounces back to his 23 season form where he was an all-star, you can have a back end of the bullpen of Hicks, Duvall, and Walker. That's pretty potent. So there you have where maybe the Giants, all these things go into play. Pitching works out, not a lot of injuries. Giants can compete. First base, you get some production out of Wade and Flores. That could, if that works out and they stay injury-free, there you have some growth there, potential. If Tyler Fitzgerald plays really well at second base and hits and steals bases, plus there Adames and Chapman on the left side, if they both have similar years to last year, now you're cooking. Again, they're going to have to avoid the injury bug. Left field, whether that's Matos and they move Ramos over to right. If Yaz is in the outfield every day, I don't like that. That's not a good sign. But if Ramos is playing right and Lee is playing center and Matos is playing left field, and you're getting production out of Matos and you're getting production again out of Ramos, he has another solid season, his first full season in the big leagues. And then Jung-Hoo Lee. All of this has to work out where all these guys need to click and they need to stay healthy. This team doesn't have a lot of depth. So if they get into injuries or guys are not productive, if guys are striking out, if Fitzgerald's still striking out over 30% of the time, that's a big problem. because you already got guys that you know have 25% strikeout rate, and that's Adames and Chapman. Ramos has a pretty high strikeout rate. I can live with that with the power hitters, but you got to have guys that get on base and cannot be striking out. So all that happens, yes, the Giants can compete, and they could compete for a wild card berth. No chance for the division title this year, none at all. And as far as them making a run, we'll see. But I think the Giants are closer to a 500 team. They've been under the last couple years. They were 81 and 81 in 23, 79 or 80 and 82 last year. They've been a 500 team pretty much for the last 3 seasons, 22, 3, and 4. So I think there's another year of close to 500 ball. Sorry, Giants fans. I'm one of them. I want to see them win closer to 90. It could happen if everything goes right. And also, if they go out and sign a Pete Alonso, and that changes everything. You get Pete Alonso at first base, bopping home runs. They haven't had a 30-run home run hitter since 2004, the only team in baseball since that period that has not had a 30 home run team player. That's the Giants. So why not go out and get Pete Alonso? We saw the Toronto Blue Jays go get Santander. Looks like the Blue Jays are in on Alonso. There's Bregman out there. They're still good players. The Giants, I'm not sure what they're doing. It looks like they're playing it safe, trying to stay under the luxury tax and see if some of their younger guys can produce. So that's why I don't think the Giants are going to make too many more moves, and that's why I have them finishing 4th, right around 500. Let me know what you think. Do you think the Giants can compete? Can they win close to 90 games, or is this an 80-win team, even a 70-win team? Is this a 90-loss team? Is this a team that can go 72 and 90? I mean, I think if you swung a pendulum one way or the other, and 81's right in the middle, and you got this way is 90 wins and this way is 90 losses, I think it leans more toward the 90 losses, everybody. I think the likelihood of them losing 90 is greater than them winning 90 because everything has to go right. But it could, and I'm hoping it does. So let me know in your comments below what you think. Can the Giants compete? Can they win 90 games? Can they make a playoff push? Let us know in the comments below. We do read them. We do try to respond to them, and we appreciate you watching this video, and we will catch you on the next one. Please like and subscribe to this video, as it really does help the channel's algorithms. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you on the next one.